Well, here I am, past 50, with a few more wrinkles and a whole lot of stories, and let me tell you, nothing lights up my days like spending time with my grandkids. At this stage of life, I've learned that the moments we share aren't just fun and games, they're the kind of memories that stick with us, like old songs you can't forget. Being a grandparent is a gift, and I've found that the best way to make those memories is by doing simple, heartfelt activities together. My knees might creak and my hair's gone a bit gray, but when I'm with my grandkids, I feel young again, laughing and sharing stories that bridge our years. Let me share a couple of things we love to do that fill our hearts with joy. First, there's something so special about sitting down at the old oak kitchen table for some arts and crafts. I'll pull out a box filled with colored paper, markers, pipe cleaners, and a jar of glitter that's probably older than their parents. We'll spread it all out, and the kids just dive right in, their little hands busy cutting shapes or drawing wild pictures. I tell them about how I used to make paper decorations for their mom's birthday parties, stringing up streamers in the backyard while she giggled just like they do now. We might make paper snowflakes, even in July, or fold origami cranes, and I'll show them how I learned to do it as a kid, back when life was simpler and we made our own fun. The grandkids love the stories, like the time I accidentally glued my fingers together trying to make a Valentine's card for their grandma. It's not about making museum-worthy art, it's about the chatter, the laughter, and the way their eyes shine when they hold up a lopsided paper heart or a glittery star. We'll stick their creations on the fridge with magnets, or I'll tuck them into a shoebox I keep under the bed, a little treasure chest of memories to open years from now when they're grown and I'm even older. Those moments, with glue smudged on our fingers and stories floating around us, are the ones that make my heart full. Another thing we love is taking slow, easy walks through the park near my house, just me and the grandkids, soaking in the world around us. These old legs don't move as fast as they used to, but there's nothing like a gentle stroll under the trees, feeling the breeze and hearing the kids' excited voices. I'll point out a cardinal flitting through the branches or the way the sunlight sparkles on the pond, and I'll share stories from my own childhood, like how I used to build forts in the woods with my brothers or how their dad would race me to the swings when he was their age. The grandkids ask a million questions, like why the sky turns orange at sunset or how I learned to whistle like a bird, and I answer with a smile, maybe adding a tall tale or two to keep them giggling. We'll stop at a bench to rest these weary bones, munching on a bag of pretzels or some apple slices, and just watch the world go by, joggers, dogs, and other kids playing in the distance. They'll tell me about their school adventures, their favorite cartoon, or some funny thing their teacher said, and I'll slip in a bit of wisdom, like how to find a four-leaf clover or why it's important to listen to the wind. Those walks are our time to connect, to share little pieces of our lives, and to just be together in the moment. I always bring my phone to snap a picture or two, maybe them chasing a butterfly or pointing at a duck gliding across the water. Those photos go in my album, a reminder of these precious days when we're together, making memories that I know will stay with us both, long after my hair's gone completely silver. You know, after all these years, I've found that some of the best moments with my grandkids come from the simplest things, like gathering around the kitchen or flipping through old memories together. At my age, I've got a lifetime of experiences tucked away, and sharing them with the kids makes every day feel like a new adventure. My joints may not be what they used to be, but my heart's as full as ever when I'm with those little ones, laughing and making memories that I know we'll both carry forever. One thing we love to do is cook together in my old kitchen, the same one where I taught their parents how to crack an egg. We'll pick something easy, like chocolate chip cookies or a pot of homemade soup, nothing too fancy for these old hands. I'll tie an apron around their waists, and we'll get to work, measuring flour or stirring the batter while I tell them about the time I burned a pie for their great-grandma's birthday and how we all laughed about it anyway. The kids love getting their hands messy, sneaking a taste of the dough when they think I'm not looking, and I pretend not to notice just to hear their giggles. I'll show them how to knead dough or chop carrots, carefully, of course, with my watchful eye, and we'll talk about the recipes my own mom passed down, like her secret for the perfect pancake. It's not just about the food, it's about the stories we share, the way the kitchen fills with the smell of baking cookies or simmering broth, and how proud they are when we sit down to eat what we made. We'll take a picture of our masterpiece, maybe with flour on their noses, and I'll save the recipe card with their little handwritten notes to pull out years from now. Those times in the kitchen, they're like a warm hug that lingers long after the dishes are done. Another thing that brings us close is sitting down with a stack of old family photos, the ones I've kept in a box under the coffee table or on my phone from years gone by. I'll pull out pictures of their parents as kids, maybe one of their dad in a goofy Halloween costume or their mom riding her first bike, and the grandkids' eyes just light up. I tell them about the summer we all went camping, how we got stuck in the rain and ended up singing songs in the tent, or the time I took their parents to the county fair and we ate cotton candy until we were sick. They love hearing about the mischief their folks got into, and I love seeing their faces as they connect the dots of our family story. We'll spread the photos out on the living room floor, and they'll ask about every little detail, who's that in the background, or why was I wearing such funny glasses back then. I'll share a bit of wisdom from my years, like how family is the thread that holds us together, no matter how much time passes. Sometimes we'll make a little scrapbook page, gluing a photo or two and writing down a story to go with it, something they can keep and look back on when they're older. Those moments, surrounded by faded pictures and their endless questions, make me feel like I'm passing down a piece of myself. I'll snap a photo of us sitting there, maybe with a black and white picture in their hands, to add to our collection. It's these quiet times, filled with stories and love, that remind me why being a grandparent is the sweetest part of growing older. You know, after all these years, with my share of aches and a head full of silver, I've come to treasure every moment I get to spend with my grandkids, doing things that make us laugh and feel connected. At this point in life, I've learned that the best memories aren't about big plans but about the quiet, joyful times we share, like kneading dough or flipping through old photos. Those moments build a bridge between my years and their youth, and there's one more activity that's become a favorite, something that feels like planting a piece of our hearts together. There's nothing quite like digging in the dirt with the grandkids, starting a little garden right in the backyard or in a few pots on my old porch swing. These hands have seen their share of soil over the decades, and now I get to pass that love of growing things to the kids. We'll head to the garden store, their eyes wide at all the packets of seeds, and pick out something fun, maybe bright sunflowers because they're as tall as their dreams, or sweet peas because they love the way they climb. I'll tell them about how my own grandpa showed me to plant corn when I was a boy, back when summers felt endless and we'd check the sprouts every morning. We'll kneel together, me guiding their small hands to dig a hole just deep enough, and I'll share stories of the garden I kept when their mom was little, how we'd pull carrots and laugh when they came out all twisted. The kids love pouring seeds into the soil, patting it down with care, and I'll teach them to water gently, like giving the earth a drink. They'll ask why plants need sun or how worms help the ground, and I'll explain, maybe weaving in a tale about the time I tried to grow watermelons and ended up with one the size of a grapefruit. We'll give each plant a name, something silly like Captain Sprout or Miss Petal, and they'll run out to check them every visit, cheering when a green shoot breaks through. It's not just about the plants, it's the way we talk about life while we work, the smell of fresh dirt, and how they learn to nurture something with patience. I'll snap a photo of them with muddy knees or holding a tiny sprout, adding it to the album I keep for days like these. Those garden moments teach us both about growth and hope, and they're the kind that stick, like the earth under our fingernails. As I think back on all these activities, crafting, walking, cooking, sharing photos, and now gardening, I'm so grateful for the time I get to spend with my grandkids, building memories that'll last long after I'm gone. Each laugh, each story, it's all part of the love we share, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I hope these ideas have sparked some joy for you, maybe even given you a few ways to connect with your own grandkids or loved ones. If you've enjoyed hearing about our adventures, please hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to an old soul like me to share these stories. I'll be back with more ideas and tales from the heart, so stick around, and we'll meet again in the next video. Until then, go make some memories with the people who make your days brighter.